A chance for the Cardinals, Brad, to win another doubleheader. They swept the Reds. Maybe they can do it to the Mets today.
Yeah, why not, right? They owe the Mets one.
Yeah.
They have not beat the Mets yet. The Mets have actually defeated the Cardinals 9 straight times dating back to last year.
Let's see if Eric Fetty can break the magic spell New York has had upon us so far this year.
Yeah, let's hope it rains some victories here for the Cardinals. 7th start of the season for Eric Fetty. Unfortunately, the Cardinals have not won any of his last 5 starts.
Swing and a miss. Lindor is down on strikes. Pitch up in the zone. Lindor couldn't catch up, and Fetty has out number 1. Here's Juan Soto. He's starting to heat up. In the air to right. Nootbaar on the run. Track. Checks his location and makes room with his back up against the wall. Soto just missed, and there's out number 2.
Pete Alonso, the league's leading hitter coming into the day. Who had that on their depth chart? Fly ball, deep right center. Back in the gap goes Scott near the wall, and it's off the base of the fence. And Alonso has struck again. He pulls into second base with a 2-out double. So now Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo has not DH'd a lot in his career, but he's been successful when he's done it. .324 lifetime average as a DH. And he rockets this one toward the right field corner, headed toward the wall, and it hits at the base of the fence. Alonso scores. Nimmo trades places with him. Back-to-back 2-out doubles, and the Mets have the early 1-0 lead.
A walk to Winker puts 2 on for Torrens. Torrens swings and he hits a drive. That's deep left field. Back goes Donovan to make the catch on the track. That had a lot of topspin on it, thank goodness, as Torrens lines out to the warning track, leaving 2 on.
And there is 23-year-old Blade Tidwell getting ready for his big league debut.
Strikeout guy. 10 walks over 27, so that's around 3 per 9.
He gets a weak ground ball to the right side for McNeil to handle, and that's the first out. Well, Loretto, Tennessee is only about a 6-hour drive away, and so his many members of his family, he said half the town, which is conceivable. Those are his parents, Sean and Debbie.
Alec Burleson, he's a .256. Hammered into right field. There's a base hit for Burleson, and it comes with 1 out. Maybe that'll get him going. There's a clean hit to right.
Burleson anyways at second base, now the tying man in this 1-0 Mets lead. And now he'll see Nolan Arenado. 1-0 Mets, bottom 1. 0-1. Chopper hit weakly toward third. Acuna charges, gloves, throws on the run to first. In time! What a play by Acuna. His first game over there as a professional. And he gets the job done and gets rookie Blade Tidwell out of a scoreless first. Luis Angel batting at .289. No homers and 4 RBIs.
And he chops this one off the plate. Goes out towards second. Gorman bare hands up, and the throw pulls Contreras off the bag. And Acuna's safe. That was odd all the way around. He chopped it right off the plate, and once it took that second hop, Gorman's only chance was to barehand it.
And he really did it nicely, but it didn't have a good grip. Couldn't get anything on the throw.
Here is Jose Azocar, the former San Diego Padre. The pitch is swung on and popped into short right field. On the run, it's Gorman sliding, making the catch, avoiding a collision somehow with Contreras. That was a great play by Gorman, who was up the middle a moment ago, barehanding a ball hit by Acuna, then racing toward the line and caught the ball about 5 feet in fair territory.
And it's on the ground. Gorman handles that, and that will retire the side.
1-0 Mets. The wind-up and the 0-1 to Contreras.
There's a drive hammered by Contreras toward right. Soto on the run, still going. Not going to get there. And it's off the top of the wall and gone.
He has great power the other way. I'm not sure that didn't hit off the top of the wall in right field. Just barely got out.
4 home runs, 14 RBIs for Wilson Contreras.
Tidwell's 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck out Pedro Pajes. A sweeper away, and that is the first major league strikeout for Blade Tidwell.
Slider got under chase.
First and second. So now Nootbaar back to the top of the order. 2-2. Right down the middle, Nootbaar takes strike 3. Spotted up the heater and sits him down. That was 98 miles an hour.
Fetty working fast. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, punched the opposite way, down into left center field, a base hit. Donovan plays it on a couple of hops and tosses it in to Barrero over at short. And Soto's aboard with a leadoff single to start the third. And Pete Alonso comes to the plate representing the meat of the order.
Here's Alonso, doubled his first time up, and he rockets this one down the left field line. That'll go back to the wall. Soto digging for third. Donovan plays it off the wall. Soto will be held at third by Mike Sarbaugh. And Alonso pulls in at second base with his second double of the day. His 13th double, leading the National League this year.
And now there is second and third with one away for Jesse Winker.
Winker drives one out to left. That'll get a run in. Donovan drifts back. Soto tags at third. He'll come in with the lead run. And the Mets go back in front 2-1. So now the bases are loaded with one out. And here is Nolan Gorman. This is an area where Met pitchers have excelled this year. The opposition this season with the bases loaded is 1 for 24 against Met pitchers. See if Tidwell can keep that going. And Gorman skies one along the left field line. Winker coming over. Has it. Donovan tags. The throw to the plate is not cut off, and that enables the runner to go to third. Now they've got to play at second. Now breaking for the plate is Arenado, and he's now in a rundown. And Torres puts a tag on him for the third out.
The Mets get the double play. However, the sac fly does score, so it's a 2-2 game.
Zokar, he popped out his first time. Not going, and the pitch is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He strikes out Lindor for the second time. Juan Soto makes his way to home plate, and it's a called strike 3. He rings him up on a pitch down and in. Soto strikes out. Fetty strikes out the side, and that sends us to the bottom of the fourth inning.
Jesse Winker's come out of the game for the Mets. Mark Vientos will go in to play third base. That'll move Luis Angel Acuna to second base and Jeff McNeil to left field.
Hey guys, we have an update on Jesse Winker. He was removed from the game with what the Mets are calling right side discomfort.
The Cardinals' most consistent hitter is next with the bases loaded.
So good with runners in scoring position.
On the ground into center field, a base hit. One run scores. Barrero's coming. They're at first and third, and the Cardinals take the lead.
4-2 lead. Donnie indeed the right man at the plate with the bases loaded. Wilson Contreras batting with the bases loaded. Burleson, Donovan, Arenado the runners.
That would serve the other way and throw for a base hit. Burleson and Donovan are coming home. Soto's throw is going to be late. Another two-strike hit from Contreras. He's 3 for 3.
He is unbelievable with 2 strikes, shooting the ball the other way. That's back-to-back at-bats.
Fetty now a 4-run lead. He struck out the last 3 batters he faced in the 4th inning. Chance for redemption, maybe. Nootbaar is going to get there up against the netting. Terrific catch.
Nootbaar didn't give up on it. Got a good read. He was over there. That's a huge out.
So the table still somewhat set. First and third for Lindor, who's going to come up here.
Curveball tapped to short, waiting on it. Barrero steps on second, throws wildly, and a run comes home. McNeil comes in to score. They get the fielder's choice on a Zokar for the second out. They had a chance for the double play, but Barrero made a wild throw, and McNeil scores to cut the Cardinal lead to 6-3.
Here's Soto. He's 1 for 3.
The pitch. A strike right down the middle. Got him looking. Leahy strikes out Soto. So Alonso will be leading off the 7th when the Mets come to bat.
Big pitch. He walks Nimmo with 1 out here in the 7th, and now he'll face Vientos.
Little dribbler softly hit towards short. There's one. And Gorman the turn. And that is in time.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and Austin Warren takes over for the Mets, replacing Huáscar Brazoban.
And on the ground, Alonso with a diving stop. Warren gets over to cover. Low throw, and he picked it out. Oh, wow, what a play. Austin Warren flashing some serious leather on the dead run to cover first, and had to pick that out of the dirt and kick the bag. What a play.
On the run. I thought it was just a knee-high throw. This is in the dirt, a bounce. That is a fine play.
Wow. So now 1 out and 1 on for Acuna, who's been on base 3 times in a row. An infield single, a walk, and then a single to center. And Acuna slaps one the other way for a base hit. McNeil will pull in at second, and the Mets will get the tying run to bat here in the top of the 8th.
3 hits and a walk. He's been on 4 times today.
And Tyrone Taylor is going to bat for Jose Azocar with the tying run coming to bat. That's hit toward the hole. That's a base hit. McNeil to third. He'll be held up there as Donovan gets it into the cutoff man. So Tyrone Taylor comes through with a pinch hit single, and that loads the bases for Francisco Lindor. So here come the Mets. Tying runs on base. And Lindor hits one toward the middle. Base hit. In to score comes McNeil. Here comes Acuna. The throw goes to second. 2-run single for Francisco Lindor, and the Mets have pulled to within 1 run. It's 6-5 Cardinals in the 8th. Well, Lindor had been 0 for his last 8 in this series, but he comes through with a big hit to drive in a pair.
JoJo Romero is the third reliever to answer. Soto takes ball 4.
The bases are loaded for Pete Alonso.
And strike 3 outside corner. Alonso is rung up 2 outs. He doesn't believe it.
This is as perfect of a pitch as you are going to throw. Slider from JoJo Romero, back door, and gets him.
But the work's not done yet.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. Taylor's the tying run at third. Lindor the go-ahead run at second. The bases are loaded with 2 outs now.
High fly ball to center. Romero's going to get out of it. Victor is there. The Cardinals bend but don't break.
The Cardinals get out of the inning, leaving the bases loaded, and get out of the inning with a 1-run lead.
Ryan Helsley is on to save the game for St. Louis. Mets are down 6-5 as we start the 9th. Mark Vientos leading off.
And Mark lines one into center field for a first pitch base hit. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and he hit it even harder the other way, and the Mets get the tying run aboard.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. Helsley strikes out Torrens. 1 out, 2 to go. And here's McNeil.
And McNeil with a check swing. It goes to the backstop, and Marte goes to second base. So now the tying run is in scoring position with 1 out.
Swing and a shot hit to right. Nootbaar retreats. He's got it. Marte will tag. He'll head to third. He stands there with 2 outs.
I guess the way this game has been going, you wouldn't expect the 9th to be easy, and it hasn't been.
And Acuna, who's been on base 4 times, coming up.
Little pop, center of the diamond. Who wants it? Barrero's got it, and the Cardinals win it. 6-5 is your final. And now, partner, a chance to win this series in the nightcap tonight.